Mom, I saw Dylan's dad make dinner. Like, actually cook, and it was straight fire. He said it was Blue Apron Assemble and Bake. All the ingredients showed up pre-chopped, and he just laid it out on a baking sheet, and no cap. Dinner was on the table in like 25 minutes. Apparently, it's chef-designed, and it has like over 40 grams of protein. That's a lot, right? So maybe we try it. Just saying. You can be the next Dylan's dad. Blue Apron. Get $50 off your first 2 orders plus free shipping with code STIR50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
And remember,
we're watching you.
We're watching you. Can you feed that into an AI and get it to say concede set pieces at the end? Because
I'd say we should just ask him to send us a voice note, but the motherfucker don't respond to anything.
Boo. Not looking good for episode 100 then?
Nothing's looking good for episode 100. I think we might just go episode 99, episode 101, see if anyone notices.
Well, backfill it later on should something
do
come
a secret from the vaults.
I'll tell you what, we'll do episode 100 when we win a fucking game.
Hopefully we've won one by then. Munoz will be back by then and Saar, so we probably would have won a game. Anyway. Welcome to episode 96 of Winging It, saving the FA Cup. Single-handedly, we have saved the FA Cup in 6 months.
Yay.
Yep. The magic is alive.
We showed that anyone could win it, and we showed that anyone can beat anyone, all in the space of 6 months. Brilliant.
And we put on an exhibition about it.
More on that later. All 3 of us are here for in what seems like an eternity.
This is weird.
What happened? What came more recently? A pod with all 3 of us, or a Palace win?
Ooh.
Well, the last Palace win was Shelbourne, right? And I think that's more recent.
That's when you were in the boozer, wasn't it? The week after.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, and I didn't do a Conference League Chronicles one for that because I recorded one interview, which is really good, and then just got pissed and forgot.
And it's going to be episode 100.
And it was raining loads. No one wanted to be out talking in the rain. Yeah. Anyway, welcome in.
Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Have you done a pod since New Year? You guys have done one.
Yeah, we did one last week.
I'm saying it to him. I've not seen him.
Sorry. Carry on.
Yes, I have returned from Africa. Amazingly. One day I will go there, just not come back. I'm staying.
You caught the sun.
Factor 50 doing me well.
Mate, I was going to say it's like the pot calling the kettle black, but that doesn't seem like the right thing to say. I am exactly the same. Factor 50, come back looking even more see-through than when I went.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful weather. I had a wonderful time. Only, as everyone keeps saying, only ruined by Palace, like having to watch that every other day. But short of that, brilliant time. How was your guys' Christmas? I listened back to the pod from last week. Got your digs in when I weren't on to defend myself.
Fucking welcome to the club.
Standard.
I'm going to have a beer. If I'm going to get through this, I'm going to have a beer.
What beer is it?
It's just Beavertown. I've not been the same since I come back from Dublin.
What do you mean?
I only drink Guinness now.
Oh, you're one of them.
I'm one of them.
Have you been to the Guinness factory in Covent Garden?
Nah.
Nah.
Talking of Guinness, £3.40 a pint in Macclesfield. $7.20 a pint in that Covent Garden one.
Bloody hell.
Pricey. Right. The redevelopment is picking up pace of the main stand.
Quick. Please out. Quick, we need some good news. Has anybody got any good news? Anyone? Anybody? Anything? Get them cones out. Quick, go there and fucking put some cones out and say we're building it.
Last I read, they've purchased all the houses they needed to purchase now. Everyone's been rehoused. So jobs are good. No concrete, though. It's all going to be steel. So if there's an electrical storm, we're fucked. But outside of that.
That'd be quite palacy. We finally get it built, and then a bolt of lightning hits the floodlight and trashes the entire thing straight away.
I feel like they missed opportunity and they could have used glass or crystal. But
crystal. Diamonds, why not?
Back to square one.
Diamonds. Like it's a Dr. Evil lair or something. But Albert, how are you on a scale of 1 being still never going to happen to 10? It's definitely going to happen now.
Well, I think it's definitely going to happen. Just whether we're alive to see it or not is. I mean, what you had to find happening? Sitting in it, seeing it, seeing a stand demolished. Listen, first say it's happening, and remember, it's happening.
Good. What about you, Hesketh?
God. I think I stopped caring about it in like 2018. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll get done at some point, but I'm not excited about it anymore.
So no one's going to move their seat and go over there?
Definitely not. Got to be behind a goal.
It'd be like Fulham, wouldn't it? It'd be like 1,800 quid for a season ticket in there.
It'd be just Parish and Bright in the middle of it. That's it.
Slight sidebar. I was talking to my brother Neil for real about Tottenham and the new stadium, and it's generally quite toxic in there. And they reckon that there's only sort of 38,000 season ticket holders in there, and the rest is all football tourists. Which is
right?
Yeah, and that just means you're not, you've not got an atmosphere that's vociferous enough to fill the massive arena you've built, and it's just sort of a bit of a homogenised crowd. So,
apparently the problem is no kids are watching Premier League football anymore. Apparently they're all watching Baller League or whatever that shit is on Sky. If you believe the organisers of Baller League, that is. But
no one's listening to BBC podcasts. They're all listening to Winging It, a Crystal Palace podcast.
Wow, that would be the case. I have been spotted a couple of times. Oh, here she is, Joe the legend, bringing food to Albert.
Thank you.
The one in every 3 episodes delivery of just the good stuff.
Last week the delivery was, those little ramekins you get of goo, the little things, and then everyone keeps them and you wash them out or whatever. Albert had an empty ramekin full of Maltesers last week. He was really pushing the boat out. What have you got this week, Albert? This is like beer check, but it's snack check for Albert.
I had to get that myself, just for the record. Also, they're really good. If you get a Pringles lid, fits right on top of those goo pots. You got yourself a little Tupperware.
Nice, that's good knowledge.
What have I got? I've got a cup of tea because I'm not drinking at the moment.
Yeah.
And I've got a hot cross bun.
Are you dry January in it?
I don't like to set targets, thank you.
Fucking hell. I'd have told him to come back in Feb to the pod.
I was going to say this is not. To be fair, I've had one beer all year. It's been 2 weeks, but it's not really the time to not drink, is it, with this runner form?
Believe me, it's been tested on many fronts.
I've had more than one beer. I was on holiday for the first week of it. That was several beers a day.
Yeah, listen, that's it, isn't it?
And wine when in Rome and all that. If and when the redevelopment does happen of the main stand, Hesketh, will they name it the Mamadou Sakho main stand?
They bloody should.
Now that he's retired from professional football.
Oh,
That's a shame. We could have got him on a short-term deal. It would have been all right.
I loved Mamadou Sakho because he was a nutter. And I think everyone, we have already done it, but I think everyone, if you said name your top 3 Mamadou Sakho moments, the Cruyff turn in his own 6-yard box against Chelsea would probably be number 1 for everyone. And number 2 would be when he absolutely wiped out the referee with a slide tackle.
Yeah. Very good.
I don't want to do a deep dive into it, but if I said top 5 centre halves since being in the Premier League, yes or no, is Sakho in your top 5?
Fucking hell. Ooh. He'd be in mine, but that's because I really liked him because I thought he was funny. You're talking about favourites or talent?
Whatever. I said I didn't want to do a deep dive, yeah?
Okay, fine. Yes. Let's do a toe in the water, a little shallow dip. Yeah, top 5, he's in there for me.
It's hard though, right? Is it because the current 3 are going to go down in all-time legend of Crystal Palace centre-backs? Won the FA Cup with them, do you know what I mean? It's like Lacroix, Gay, Richards for a long time is going to be the standard unless we, do even more magical things in the coming years.
And we still know you twerk for Anderson.
No.
That's definitely a comment to Terence and not me. Right?
Exactly.
Okay, good. Because he wouldn't be in mine.
Yeah.
Scott Dan would probably fill out the 5. Not quite as sexy as Joachim Anderson, but body. Someone, I think it. I'm going to credit it to my mate Dan Cooper, but I don't know if he took it from someone else. He'll give me absolute shit if this came straight from him. He described Scott Dan as body of a god, face of an estate agent.
Oh.
And I think that's pretty spot on. He was good at football, anyway.
So, what other Palace players don't you think don't look like footballers?
Steady.
God. What are these questions that are just being thrown at us here?
All of them don't look like footballers at the moment, obviously.
This is all just classic. Do we have to talk about Macclesfield? Check right away.
Quick, talk about the hot cross bun some more.
I might get another one just to delay even further.
Borna Sosa looks
Correct.
like he is on a holiday strip somewhere in like Malaga trying to get you to come in with free shots.
Yeah. And I would not follow that man.
3 shots against Sosa, you'd probably fucking...
I thought he'd turn the corner with that Arsenal penalty shootout goal.
That's probably his...
Forget turning a corner. I'd
Best
like if he could
moment.
take a corner.
Oh, look at this. He's being powered by this cup of tea and hot cross bun. Zingers galore.
Was that the Spurs game, that corner?
No, because I wasn't. I was in the stadium.
Was it Fulham?
It was Fulham.
Fulham.
Quick, get on.
Get him on.
Get him on.
Yeah,
Get him on.
because on the TV it was so funny. Like you just saw the camera followed him the whole way down the line. Adam. He's met me. Brilliant.
Oh dear. Terence, is Sakho in your top 5 or not?
I think he teeters. He's close. He's close. I think it's the current 3. Then you've got to take 2 out of Scott Dan, Mamadou Sakho, Damien Delaney, or James Tompkins.
Albert's making a...
If you think Tompkins and Sakho together were brilliant for a period of time.
Tonks is close by for me. What are yours, Albert? Who are your top 5?
Current
Is Sakho
3,
in yours?
Sakho and Dan. Straightforward.
Fucking hell. Copycat. Next.
Getting your own answers.
Why have you not said Danny Gabidon?
Yeah, but the difference was I was going from 5 to 1. So.
Anyway, before we finish off on Sakho, obviously, all-time classic Sakho moment was putting on Blaise Matuidi on the moped.
A classic.
Blaise. Absolutely brilliant. It's just like whenever you see a picture of just like Matuidi when it's like paused, he's like shitting himself.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Someone's about to kill him on the street. Yeah, brilliant. And of course, the winner against Stoke, which I remember fondly being not there again because apparently I'm a part-time fan these days. I was on my honeymoon in Mexico drinking dosected, which is Hesketh's favourite beer.
How many?
It is.
I was drinking 3 dosected.
I think you need to just check your linguistic skills there. Got your numbers mixed up.
Yeah, so brilliant. That winner against Stoke was great.
Yeah, it was.
Really, yeah, lifted the spirits even more on the honeymoon. Another former Palace player who hopefully, we was hoping was going to follow down the route of being a loan player and then signing permanently, but doesn't look like it's going to happen because Conor Gallagher appears to be going to Spurs. I looked into it, I didn't realize he's on £8.5 million a year.
Mental.
Seems like a lot.
So considering that our top earner is Kamada, maybe not now with signed Brendan Johnson, I don't know, but Kamada was our top earner on 105 a week. So to go and have to spend 40 million on Gallagher and then pay him 170 grand a week plus seems unlikely. But shame really, because would have fit the bill, that's for sure.
Who, now that we can't get Gallagher, which ex-player are we going to be continually linked with every window? Is it going to be Eze?
Nah, can't be.
Is it going to be Sakho? We'll get him out of retirement.
I mean, I don't know what Eze clearly did something wrong, because now he's getting no minutes basically.
Yeah,
because he was hauled at half time, weren't he, in a game where I think he didn't track someone back and they scored or something.
Well, he let his man go in that first Villa game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which I was saying to several Arsenal supporting mates of mine, I was like, look, it's not to say that every player doesn't play their part, but if you're relying on Eze to pick up a man at the back stick, then you're playing him in the wrong position. Not to do him a disservice, but that's just not what you'd sign him for. So yeah, but he's clearly something not quite right there. But they've also had a load of players come back from injury, haven't they? So Odegaard's back, Trossard's in form, fucking our old favourite Jesus is back. So it's just the I think it's the nature of playing at one of those big teams.
Yep. I don't know who we're going to sign. Hopefully, we got Brendan Johnson in very early.
And we're building the stand.
And we're building the stand. More players will come in this window. I'm confident of that. But Conor Gallagher appeared to be going to Villa before Spurs, and he's not gone there. And we'll pick up, very briefly, we'll chat about Villa, the 0-0 at Selhurst, which, Hesketh, you said I really enjoyed.
I did. I'm going to be weirdly positive this episode. So maybe it's the not drinking. Maybe it's that I've decided to start running because that's something I feel like I should do. And it's gone to my head and I've not had enough oxygen. But I did enjoy the Villa game. Primarily because when I saw the teams and I saw it was Justin Devenny at right wing back against Rodgers, I thought it was going to be carnage. But actually, other than very early on when it was carnage with one very easy turn away from him, I thought we played pretty well. Second half especially, I thought we created a lot of chances that we, as is the norm, of late didn't connect with and didn't put in the back of the net. But yeah, I think considering the team that we put out and Villa being in form and scoring a lot and having a very strong team out, I was actually pretty pleased with how we played and the result, because I wasn't expecting it.
I was in the air flying home whilst that game was on, and I had to watch it on a ticker, which had intermittent internet access. And I dubbed it in my mind the blocked game, because I think I read the word blocked about 24 times during the game. And then when I watched back the highlights, that's what it was. Blocked shots, blocked crosses, blocked everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it felt, I really thought we were going to lose. And I did message jokingly in one group, I can't remember if it was you guys or might have been with Carl, saying what happens if we lose 4-0 to Villa and then get dumped out the cup by Macclesfield with Glasner? What's the view when? So thankfully we didn't have that sort of performance against Villa, but very close, Albert, to conceding from a set piece again at the end.
Imagine my shock. Yeah, I mean, I was a bit like Hesketh. I was overall quite happy with the performance, and I think I'm maybe surprised more than happy. I don't know. But again, I thought it was quite an interesting game. It was two tactical managers who were sort of trying to outfox each other, and considering the run we've been on against a team, one of the, if not the form team in the league of recent months, we thought we put in a good performance, and it was meant to be hopefully one of those. Right, here we go. But alas, yeah, nearly conceded from a set piece, which again back then seemed like maybe we turned a corner. But we all know where this conversation's going.
Unfortunately, that corner turned northwards towards Macclesfield.
Yes,
I do think though in that Villa game, just to sort of try and be a bit positive still, the more the game went on, the better I thought Brennan Johnson played. And there was a couple of times when you can see just how rapid he is. And whenever the fucking hell that our players come back from AFCON, or our player comes back from AFCON, the thought of Sarr and Johnson on either side seems good. Like, I really want to see that. And it would also give Pino a rest, which I think he needs. So whilst obviously didn't score, didn't get a goal, I think he looked all right, Johnson, in that Villa game.
It's still early days. I'm a little bit shocked he ever went for 50 million, to be honest.
Yeah.
Spurs, though, innit?
Yeah, true.
They paid 60-something for fucking Richarlison. Come on.
But even like 35, I think, or whatever we've paid for him is still a bit on the steep side. But I guess that's just the standard these days. It's like 30 million's the new 8 million.
Yeah.
Like.
I mean, like you say, it's early as well, isn't it? So you hope if he gets to know the system and he made one really good Sarr-like run in the first half, which Martinez saved a shot from. But that sort of thing is like, all right, if we can have that on either side and he can get into that sort of level, I think he'll do all right.
And obviously the big key thing to that is Mateta links that up so much, and he's just not doing that at the moment, is he? Which makes it more difficult. But hey-oh.
When you think about meal kit companies, what do you see? Probably long, complicated recipes and subscriptions you can't escape. But with the new Blue Apron, we're doing meal delivery differently. No subscription needed. Faster, easier meals. And the same dedication to quality we've always had. Shop 100+ meals at BlueApron.com. Get 50% off your first 2 orders with code APRON50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit BlueApron.com/terms for more.
Let's go up to Macclesfield then.
Yes.
Which we did, Hesketh. We went up.
We did.
to witness the first ever contest between Macclesfield and Crystal Palace.
History making, some may say.
Making. A nice memory for the 100th stadium I've seen Palace play in.
No,
wow,
what perfect.
And I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go through the game as we normally do in that sense.
Thank God for that.
We conceded from a set piece, shock, and then conceded one of the most ridiculous goals. I mean, that is quintessential third round FA Cup knockout heritage. That is.
Yeah. We had like 17 separate chances to just punt the ball away.
Which led me to run to the front of the terrace and try to offer Walter Benitez my cap because the sun was an eye level. Everyone was like, you were just looking for product placement for the pod. And I was like, no, he desperately needs this cap because the sun is like blinding. Ridiculously, he didn't have one because then Dean Henderson came out with one on at the end of the game. So it's not like there weren't caps on the sideline. Maybe he just doesn't want to wear one. But
can I just, seeing as we're just jumping around the game, that second goal, right? That second goal is the sort of thing that if it was shot in, if you saw that in slow motion, you would think that that was a sort of underdog goal from something like Dream Team or Ted Lasso. Do you know what I mean? It's like, look, we've got to film them scoring like the scrappiest, pluckiest goal ever, and it's like it'd been fucking choreographed for TV.
It's insane. I mean, there's probably a penalty in there as well. I mean, Richards is lucky not to be given a penalty against him because I think it's probably a foul. Don't matter anyway in the immediate future because nobody can clear it.
And someone else who I spoke to, who remained nameless, said the words to me, I don't think that ball goes in if it's not on a 3G pitch or 5G pitch, whatever the fuck it is. To which I said, that is probably the biggest clutch at straws I've ever heard. Like, is that what it's down to, really?
I mean, in watching it live in the stadium, I was just like, that's just super unfortunate. Like, we should have cleared the ball, whatever, but the way it's gone in is super unfortunate. I've watched it back tonight just before recording this. Where the fuck is Walter Benitez going?
He's going to go and get your cap.
Yeah, he's looking for a cap.
He's like, I just don't know where he's going. Like, it makes no sense. Everything he does makes no sense. Which, everyone just collectively lost their minds. For the entire day. I feel so sorry for you two included. Anyone who fucking went all the way for that. I mean, when the first goal went in, me watching him from the comfort of my own home, I almost celebrated it a little bit because it's like, fucking hell, that's amazing. Like, you know, what a great story, you know, all that fucking shit. And then, but when the second one went in, it was like, oh, fucking hell. Like, we are in trouble here. Like, it's just, I mean, I find it a really difficult game to sort of talk about in a in a sort of fair and balanced way, because if you say things like it's an embarrassment and all that sort of stuff, it's, you know, it takes away from, you know, the achievement that Macclesfield have ultimately, you know, achieved. You know, they did put in a absolutely fucking amazing performance, and it was real like blood and thunder, and didn't let us have any space, and all the other cliches. But fuck me, we won it the thing fucking 9 months ago, and you know, and this isn't the players' fault, and it's not the manager's fault. All the pomp around fucking digging out all the memories and the fucking, again, we'll talk about the exhibition, I'm sure. To then go and do that is like not taking anything from away, not taking anything away from Macclesfield, but it was really fucking embarrassing. Well, it's given, and I'm not quite sure it's the own that Brighton fans think it is, but They seem to be lauding around the worst defence ever of the FA Cup like it's a trophy because they don't have any other ones to hold or anything like that. So
listen, you can't have a giant killing without a giant. All right?
If you've got no socks, you can't pull them up.
Exactly.
But no, it was the same in the ground. It was like a 1-0. You always felt like we're just going to string 3 passes together at one point and open them up. And then the second went in, and then we still couldn't find the response. And it's like, there's a load of factors. Roll off the excuses here, which these aren't excuses. But, 12-15 kickoff, 4G, frozen 4G pitch. Bunch of injured players, all that you can do all those things. Even the referee, and this is not a complaint against the ref because I thought the ref had a decent game, more than decent game, but he allowed the game to be physical, which is also the fact that we're professional athletes and should be able to out-muscle a bunch of semi-pro PE teachers. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so they're not excuses, but those are all the things that are obviously working against us. And it came quite prominent at the end when, Mark Gay came over to the fans, and when you actually because I was walking by, and then I was like, he was right there, and his face is just covered in the black pellets from the 4G pitch, and you're just like, oh fucking hell, like that must have been horrible out there, to be fair, but. It doesn't matter. Any of those things aside, whatever team we put on the pitch should be beating Macclesfield.
Yeah, agreed. I got to say, I don't know why. I was over it pretty quickly, like literally on the walk back to the car. And I think probably part of that is like all of their fans were like absolutely made up. There was a couple, when they all sort of ran on the pitch, there was a couple that tried to sort of give it the V signs to it. So then all the Palace fans were clapping them and they realised, all right, yeah. Well. But like you said, it was, I don't normally care, but wasn't that a nice story? But like, they deserved to win. We played shit. And as much as, like you said, Terence, the pitch was not conducive to particularly good football, you would say, well, Mark Gay and Adam Wharton and Chris Richards and whoever should be able to figure that out pretty quickly, and they didn't, and put in a shit performance. But I was just sort of like, oh well, which is pretty terrible. But I think you're saying like we won it 9 months ago. Like I'm just remembering that still. I'm still like, yeah, but we won it, so we've done that. And I don't know how many people agree with me. Probably not many. But I think. 2 things that made me laugh during the game, not Born Associates defending. One was a mate of mine, Keith, turning round when it was 2-0 about 15 minutes ago, and then just really nonchalantly just went, "It's a little bit disappointing, isn't it?" Which was funny. And at the end, they had a guy over the tannoy who was doing all the team sheets or whatever. And before the game, he was like really complimentary about Palace. And then after the game, he was like, "Oh, well, have a great journey home, Palace. Classic club. Have a great journey home. Now I'm going to get very, very drunk." And then cut off the tannoy. And I was like, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was shit. And I think what made it a bit more galling was after Pino scored, which is a really good goal, by the way. For the last 5 minutes after that, we were pinging the ball around pretty quickly. And I was like, why the fuck haven't we been doing this for the whole game? And obviously, it sits up for Adam Wharton on the edge of the box right at the end, and not one single person in the Palace end thought that was going in.
I don't think Adam Wharton even thought it was going in.
No. My Munoz will never score for Palace jinx has not worked with Wharton, and it never will. Sorry to cut you off, Albert.
No, that's all right. I was going to say, you probably didn't see this because you were, there. But I thought it was quite interesting. Again, it's not an excuse, but it's quite interesting to hear Mikel Antonio was doing on-pitch punditry, whatever you call it. And he said, look, speaking as a former, speaking as a Premier League footballer, he said, it is really difficult to motivate yourselves for games like this, which I thought was quite an honest, sort of refreshing take. But also you think, fucking hell, mate, you're a Premier League footballer. Like, but I thought that was quite an interesting thing that he's got no vested interest in Palace really, and he was almost like putting an excuse in for the players, and but none of it made my afternoon any more palatable.
Well, you would sort of think, wouldn't you, that if you're a professional footballer, even if you can't get up for those games, the motivation is you don't want to be the Premier League footballer that gets bunged out by a plumber. So that should be enough, really.
Yeah, so I want to talk about a few of the players, and a few of them are going to go. So Pino obviously scores a great goal at the end, but fuck me.
Yes.
Like, you've already said higher up he needs a rest, potentially Hesketh, but him, I will say Brennan Johnson as well, when he came on for about 5 minutes, he was involved in the game and then disappeared, like full on forgot he was on the pitch. Like, I do not remember him touching the ball in the last half an hour of that game. And another one and part of this, Carl's talked about, we talked about in depth on the train, and I think he's done an Instagram post about it as well. When you have a system manager and you haven't got all your core players on the pitch, and he said it before, it falls over like a deck of cards, like a house of cards, sorry, if one or two people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. And when you got a bunch of second string out there, the system just wasn't systeming. And I was really disappointed in players like Pino and Johnson and Adam Wharton, who I was also very disappointed with, in the sense that Adam Wharton spent half the first half lambasting Uche for not being where he was supposed to be, because Wharton wants to ping these passes off straight into him. And yeah, of course you want to move the ball fast, and that's what's going to make it happen. But there was no on-field adjustment from any of these players to just go, we need to try something different. Like, we need to just go, do you know what? I'm Adam Wharton. Everyone talks about me as a £100 million footballer. I just need to get my foot on the ball and just pass to where the players are, instead of, having to ping them off quick. You don't need to do it against those players. You're going to have a little bit more time. He's never... Wharton's never one to get flustered in a press or anything like that. So even now, a bit up him, he can just do a bit more. But he was constantly still trying those 1-2 touch moves, which I don't think he needs to do. I just think he should have taken control of the game.
Yeah.
And Gay's another one of that ilk as well, because he can do that. He has the ability to do that, and he didn't do it either. And it was second half, they're looking into the sun, and they punted a load of balls and got off of them, and they were struggling and whatsoever. But Gay never really stepped out in that game like he does so often to such good effect. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of people just went hiding. Like, no one really wanted to take it. And if you look, back in the day, Wilfried Zaha would have come off the bench, or Eze would have come off the bench, and these are people who are prepared to take a game on. Like, give me the ball, I'll make something happen. And we haven't really got that in that team. And we probably sent Essay off a week too early, because
that's exactly You've that's the only point I actually have written down. Well, I say written down, put in my head for this one. It's like, who made that fucking decision? Again, and sorry to talk over you, and again, it sounds like clutch story, but you think, well, for the sake of keeping him around for 3 more days, and say, look, let's fucking start him against Macclesfield. Kind of last chance saloon, and if he's it's one less player who isn't run ragged from the last 4 months, and if he's dog shit against against Macclesfield, then we'll just send him out on loan on the Monday. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just seems a really, really strange decision. It's all hindsight's 2020. Essay might have scored a hat trick for us. He might have been just as shit as everybody else, but just for the sake of the fatigue and everyone's tired, fucking just play him in that game and then let him go.
And it's just more that it's a player who can take players on, like something different to happen in that game. But I mean, I know we changed the formation. We tried to change things around shape wise and whatever, but it was just more like I just wanted a couple of players to step up and just make something happen, and no one did that, and that was really frustrating. And it's interesting what you say about Antonio with not being motivated, but that was the main gripe that people were talking about with Gay at the end when he came to the fans. Just like, it's just unacceptable. And Gay was just like, we know, I know, we know. Like, that's all he could really say over and over again, really, because everyone's just like, it's just like, how can you say how we can go from 6 months? How can we still have that fresh in the memory of that day, and then come and put, not be prepared to fight for it? It's very, very disappointing. And then on top of that, I was really disappointed with Uche. Pino, absolute, from the first half, that finish in the first half, which he dragged massively wide, like trying to toe poke it or something. I don't know. And then we've already said it many times at Borna Sosa, he's just not up to it. He's not good enough. And I think there's enough examples of that now.
Yeah, we were talking about Sosa on the way back after the game, and we were like, when you buy someone for cheap, you're like, this could be one of two things. We've unearthed an absolute gem, or there's a reason why he only costs so little. And I think we sort of know which side of the fence he's slipped over on.
Yeah. Takes a mean corner, though.
And I don't want to... as I've got older and older, I don't want to slag players off. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a professional. He's trying his best, and he's not trying to be shit. He doesn't want to be shit. And you do see it, moments. He's obviously a very pure striker of the football, and dead balls and all that kind of thing. It has been a speciality of his in the past, even at Ajax and things like that, where it didn't quite work out for him. He still got a bunch of assists in a period of time because he obviously does have a good left foot, but even that seems to be failing him now. And he certainly can't defend.
No, look, I think you're being slightly harsh on yourself there. Like, yeah, look, we're not going to sit here and turn into Arsenal Fan TV and every week slag someone off, to use your own words there. But like, I think that game is definitely an allowable moment to say that they were all shit. Whether we think they're fucking shit long term or not is obviously another conversation. But it was piss poor, really fucking piss poor on Saturday. And I know it's we can all go a bit Roy Hodgson and say, "Oh, we've been spoiled," but that is not an acceptable performance. It's just not.
And then to top it all off at the end, have you actually seen the still footage of Chris Richards throwing at the end of the game, which got given as a foul throw?
What, because he was stood on the edge of the 18-yard area?
He was about 3 foot over the line.
Yes.
I mean, there wasn't much space to work with, in all fairness to him. But ridiculous. And all the foul throws that you see not get given.
Fucking hell. Fair play to Macclesfield, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely deserve their day, and hopefully another scalp in the next round.
Well, exactly. I mean, if they beat Brentford in the next round, they might outdo the scalp against us, because Brentford will be above us in the league.
And it is a good, I was surprise. I was messaging with Felix about it. I was like, mate, I might have to pick up your book again. But take our emotion out of it. It is cliche alert, it is the magic of the FA Cup, which is why you've so aptly named this episode what you've named it.
But for the rest of eternity, it will be in every highlights package of FA Cup. Every year we're going to have to watch that headed goal.
We're basically a quiz question now.
That's exactly. It's a quiz question. It's a quiz question game. That one.
Yeah. And then Terence, you and I, the very next day, went to the exhibition to celebrate having won the cup that we'd just gone out of.
Oh, you went the next day? Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
The art of waiting.
I had a ticket the day before I couldn't go. My brother went, but I'm really glad I didn't go at all. There, I've
I
said it.
enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
We did.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a good. It made it a little bit easier to let Saturday go. I think. Just going.
Was it you that wrote Parish out on the cup?
I mean, I can't believe someone would do that.
Really?
Yeah, the problem was as well is the red pen was so fucked by the time we were there. I couldn't even scribble it out. I doubt the person who's wrote Parish out on that listens to this podcast, to be honest. But if you did, have a word with yourself. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's a bit silly, wasn't it? But I thought it was a good exhibition. Like there was a lot of it about, the community and what South London means, and I lap all that shit up. So I was loving it.
I mean, there should have 100% been just the video of you on loop talking about your dad and stuff from our post-match podcast. Should have been on there. But the problem is, I think you said fuck 15 times in that, so probably
I did, yeah. I got they censored it, and it ended up being about 2 seconds long. So.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed it. I loved the Dean Hendo's cap in a little plinth. Got some nice photos.
Seeing our name on the cup itself was pretty fun as well.
That is, yeah. It is etched on the cup now.
Anyway, the FA Cup's old news. We're here for the Conference League this year.
Mickey Mouse competition.
Yeah.
Well,
the draw for which is this week, isn't it?
It is. So Friday, we will find out whether we're going to Bosnia or Czechia. Give me either.
Yeah.
I've also realised I went scrambling through my holiday calendar. I've got 4 days annual leave left, so I'm sorted. I can still do both.
Before we get all excited, can we just check? It's not 4G pitches out there, is it?
No. Do you know what? I was looking at a thing earlier. It was mental. The teams that got through in the Conference League, 3 teams from pot 1 went out.
Yeah.
And I think 2 teams from pot 2 went out. Mm-hmm. And then every team from pot 3 qualified. So it just shows that it's a bit of a crazy tournament, really. No, it's just crazy. Saying? We did well to qualify.
If anything, we're overachieving.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't wait for that
and then it will be after that, if we get through, it's either Mainz or Larnaca, isn't it?
Oh, no. Fucking another bunch of farmers.
Mm. Well, Mainz have been struggling this season. I think they're bottom of the Bundesliga.
Come on down.
They're the Macclesfield of Germany.
Yeah, fuck's sake.
No, but
has recent form what's the word? Has recent form / Saturday dampened any confidence / aspirations you have about the Conference League?
No. I think once Danny Munoz and Sarr are back, everything will just fall back into place again. That's the really optimistic view. That's the super optimistic view. There is a devil.
There he is.
And there he is. Get out.
On the other shoulder, which is our captain is being linked with a move away and isn't signing a new contract, and our manager is being linked and with a move away and not signing a new contract. So is it all starting to fall apart in the background?
Quick, build that stand. Fucking get on with it.
Who knows? Because it's just that extra level of fight, that extra level of motivation, all that kind of thing. Is it there at the intensity levels that it was there last season and so on? Clearly not at those levels. But can we rediscover it all in the last 6 months? Hopefully, now that they've got time to discuss the contracts, that all gets resolved, and we can find out that Glasgow's going to sign a new one, and maybe that will fire it all off. Who knows? Don't know. But I would hope that it's just clear. The stats show it all. It's Munoz and Sarr. Without Munoz and Sarr, we're fucked. So, unfortunately, we've Senegal play tomorrow against Egypt, so that's Wednesday night. But regardless of that result, there's a third, fourth playoff still in the AFCON, as Hesketh gut punched me with before recording.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So Sarr will be out there to the weekend anyway. So
Luckily,
he will be
back
back
all
for
refreshed.
Sunderland. So he'll be back for Chelsea, will he?
Yeah.
Who are also in the doldrums a bit, aren't they?
But whoever manager who has already beaten us once.
Yeah.
There he is. There's the Hesketh you all know and love.
Welcome back. Did you see the stat going around about Kamada, Hughes, Lerma and Wharton? Did you see that stat?
And the lack of goals.
263 league games combined between Kamada, Hughes, Lerma, Wharton. 1 league goal.
Yeah. Well, I sent a message to someone post Newcastle when Will Hughes had missed that glorious chance.
Oh.
And I was like, the fact that he has as many trophies as he has goals for Crystal Palace didn't fill me with confidence that he was going to put that away.
That's the mad thing. In that list, 260 league games between those 4 players, 1 goal. I'm not wholly sure who fucking scored.
I know Hughes has 1 Premier League goal, 1 FA Cup goal.
Yeah.
His Premier League goal was against Forest. It
was.
It's got to be him then, isn't it? So has Kamada not scored in the Premier League game?
No, they're all cup.
They're all cup.
All cup.
Lerma has scored in the Premier League against Chelsea.
Yep.
Oh, it must be a... okay. The stat is...
But it also might be they might be doing a defined period of time.
Since,
whatever.
like Daichi signed or something.
Yeah. Since
maybe.
Daichi signed or since Glasner came in is probably what they're doing. Which means,
that'll be what it is, I reckon.
So if it's since Glasner came in, then Hughes wouldn't have 1. Lerma wouldn't have 1. Would that Lerma be 1 against Chelsea? Was Glasner there? I don't know.
Either way.
Okay. Splitting hairs on a goal.
Clutching at hairs.
Clutching at a single hair.
Yeah, no, it's bad. And which is why I'm kind of, again, gutted about Conor Gallagher. And I don't think it was ever going to happen. I would like, as much as we would have loved to, and we were certainly trying. Just think it was never going to happen. But we need goals from midfield. Just absolutely need goals. Just someone 4 or 5, just something, to nick a 1-0 win when it's no one else is firing or whatever. But yeah, and then the problem is fucking Pino as well. You throw Pino into that mix. What's he got? 1 Premier League goal?
Yep.
Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's just not enough. And then as soon as Mateta stops firing, as he has, which now it just feels like, along with Munoz, they should have just done his surgery at the same time.
Was he out? Was he just not around on Saturday? I didn't really look.
They didn't want to bring him in case it flared up his injury on the pitch.
4G pitch, yeah. Don't
4G
want him running
pitch.
around.
Bloody 4G pitch.
Yeah.
The other thing, I don't know if you missed. Oh, no, you probably would have seen it. It caused a bit of controversy in the post-match press on TV that Glasner said words along the lines of, I think our under-21s would have done better today. Which I can't think which pundit it was. They're like, that's disrespectful to Macclesfield. It's like he didn't say they'd win. He's just he said they'd do better.
I mean, our under-21s were getting spanked 4-1 by Chelsea at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's still probably going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. It might be the line in the sand. You never know, but with the personnel we've got available and so on, Sunderland is obviously tough at the moment for any team. Then it's Chelsea. Probably by then Rossini has got his feet under the table a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a clickbait question? Is Glasner responsible for any of this?
Yeah, I mean,
of course he is. He's the manager.
He tried to wash his hands of responsibility in his post match of that game. He tried to just flat. I can't remember what the quote was, but I didn't enjoy it because it's just like, you've got to hold some responsibility for this as well. What was it? While doing that, there was a interesting stat that when we do play our first leg of the next Conference League game, we would have played the same amount of games that Man United are going to play all season.
Jesus Christ.
That's a mad stat. Glasner said, I played for 19 years. You don't need tactics. You don't need a manager in these type of games. If you show what you're capable of and play with a bit of pride. But today we missed everything. Which kind of like echoes what I said about players just, picking it up on the pitch and just going, you know what, I'm going to haul this through this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't need a manager is a bit.
Yeah, you could have said the second bit without that bit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely, there's some, as I'm kicking things all over my desk, there's some culpability there because, like you say, he's the one who sets the team up and picks the players and whatnot. And you would think he'd have the wherewithal to change things up if needed or whatever. But then I guess at the same time, a lot of the things we've talked about in the last few weeks are, we're still creating chances, we're just not scoring them. And it's like, in that sense, there's not much else he can do, I suppose, because we're still creating the chances. But on the flip side of that, you're like, well, we keep conceding set pieces, so that is something you can do something about. So it's definitely, there's definitely some responsibility in there, absolutely. But like, I think with the Macclesfield game in particular, like Terry said, the players should just fucking win that game, shouldn't they? That's the long and short of it.
I'll tell you what else you don't need with all the things that he's listed. Don't need a special edition mitre commemorative winners ball. Don't need those anymore.
It's even more limited edition now because I only fucking used it once.
Excuse me, we're going to play with it next weekend as well because we are playing Chelsea in the Women's FA Cup and they have won because they won the cup last year.
Nice.
Shout out to the new signing Lad who scored the winner on her debut against Sheffield United last night. 4 wins in a row for the women. It
was a great goal as well. Top corner free kick.
So that's surname, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the first name?
Kathy.
There was a good bit, not for her a good bit, but she got kicked with a high foot at the end of the game, and the ref gave it, and all their players are remonstrating, like absolutely going mad at it. And then the full-time whistle goes and the camera goes right to her because she's obviously the game winner. She's got a massive egg on her head from where she got punted in between the eyes.
Yeah, and there's you can see where the studs came down as well. Yeah. There's scratches under her eyes. Yeah.
Ouch.
Hayley Ladd's her name.
Worth having
very experienced.
It's worth having a look at that goal because we haven't had that many to celebrate.
Well, it might win goal in a month, to be honest.
Well, Pinot can't, can it, Terence, as we know?
Why can't Pinot?
Came in a loss.
Or
does that only apply to goal of the season?
That only applies to goal of the season,
okay.
I think.
We're rewriting the rule book here.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Because sometimes if you have we've had a whole month where we haven't won a game. So what's that by default then? It can only be Mateta's header against Fulham because it wasn't in a loss.
Rules is rules.
No, goal of the season. Goal of the season. Which is why it still can't be Peter. What are we doing here? Giving Sam Johnston goal of the season? Because he got the last touch. Right. It's sad that we have surrendered the FA Cup so easily after what was an amazing run last season. But the good thing about the FA Cup and football in general is you get another shot. Can win it next year.
That's it. Let someone else have a go, not Brighton.
I mean,
I genuinely thought I'd feel better. Like this would be like cathartic talking about it, but I think I actually feel worse.
Fucking hell. I didn't persuade you then, no. It's a shame.
No, the currant bun helped for a bit, and then sugar crash.
Oh well, get yourself up to Sunderland on the weekend. That'll make you feel much better.
The perfect tonic.
Yeah, shout! I did like the masochist in me really wants to go. Like, you know, going to Macclesfield because I don't do northern aways at the moment because of having kids and all that. Did make me miss it. I was like, oh, that was even with the loss. I was like, oh, I've loved that. Looked at Forest away, looked at Sunderland away. I was like, I can't do it. So shout out to anyone going up there. But it's not even one of those things where you say, you know, you said it to us about Macclesfield. These people don't want to be anywhere else. You know what I mean? Win, lose or draw, whatever.
They all deserve, I say, their money back, but we gave it to fucking Macclesfield, didn't we?
Yeah, and apparently we were not done with the charity there.
Yeah.
Right, brilliant. Great to be back with you two. Missed you. I did.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Having a great time.
Been nice.
Just be back nonetheless. Yeah.
Shooting shit.
Shoot the shit. Sorry it wasn't cathartic. Yeah. Same time next week.
Oh, come on.
Can't wait.
Here we go then.
Hey.
Here you go.
Until the next time, everyone. Up the Palace.